Everyone. I'd like to call to order the Thursday, September 24th, 2020, 3:30 p.m. Finance Committee meeting. We're going to get started first with some resolutions, which is Health and Human Services and a request authorization for the Chairman of the Board of Supervisors to renew an agreement with Teresa Halloran. Is it Halloran?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
I'll move it.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second, Fury.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you. Resolution number 2. Request to fill one vacated position, clerk typist, for a salary of $37,296.
I'll move it, Fury.
We have a motion. Second.
Sterling, second.
Sterling, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Resolution number 3. Can you bring that up? That's 4. Wait a minute. There we go. Okay. All right. Resolution number 3. Authorization to accept grant funding for COVID-19 strike teams.
I'll move it. Morel.
Motion. Have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 4. This is still in Health and Human Services. Authorization to adjust accounts for the COVID-19 response grants funding.
Move it, Fury.
We have a motion from Rob,
Second, Sterling.
second from Sarah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Number 5. Okay. Also from Health and Human Services, this is an authorization to amend Resolution 249-2020 accepting grant funding.
I'll move it.
Have a motion. We have a second.
Sterling.
Sarah Sterling, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 6 for Health and Human Services, authorization to contract with and purchase software from Jane McGinnis and Associates to meet mandated reporting requirements.
Fury will move it.
Motion, we have a second.
Second, Morel.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Number 7, again from Health and Human Services, authorization to transfer funds for rabies vaccine.
Morel will move it.
Second, Sterling.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
I mute on.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
It's sort of been overshadowed by COVID, but we've had an increase in rabies cases.
Okay, all right. So now we have 7A, which is authorization to enter into agreement with specific town halls and firehouses for Narcan training.
Sterling.
Move it. Second, Fury.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Number 8, authorization to sign a memorandum of understanding between the Department of Human Services and Parsons Child and Family Center, Northeast Parent and Child Society for regarding their new Northeast Children and Family Service.
Morel will move it.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Sterling.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is this neutral, Matt? Where are we with this one? This is just an understanding. Is that all
This
it
is
is?
just an MOU to work together on
Okay.
particular cases.
Okay. Thank you. Number 9, authorization for the Department of Human Service to accept Office of Mental Health, directed specifically for direct services, for directed services. This is 2022% COLAs directed specifically for direct services.
This is every year. I'll move it. Morel.
We have a motion?
Second, Sterling.
Motion and a second. Sarah, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 10, still in Health and Human Services, which is authorization for the Board of Supervisors to contract with Nacentra, I believe that's what it is, Nacentria Health Plus on behalf of the Department of Human Services.
That's so we can accept their insurance.
Okay.
I'll move it, Uri.
Oh,
We have a
second.
motion and a second. That was Sarah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
There's not too many of us here to do this.
No, I don't. Okay, number 11, authorization for Department of Human Services to abolish a soon-to-be vacant psychiatric social worker position and create and fill a behavioral health social worker or a behavioral social worker grade 17C position.
Uri will move it.
I'll
We have
second it.
motion and a sec. Who seconded that? Ron?
Ron,
Ron, I think good.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Opposed? Thank
so
you.
we're actually saving money on replacing that position.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about, we discussed. Number 12, we're in public safety right now. Request authorization for the grant administrator to accept the FY20 Emergency Management Performance Grant, COVID-19 Supplemental Program Grant totaling $13,794 and dispense in accordance with state Homeland Security and Emergency Services guidelines. Require a 50% match, budget requested for 2020.
Morel will move it.
Second, Uri.
Motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 13, in public safety, request authorization for the grant administrator to accept the FY20 Emergency Management Performance Grant totaling $28,228 and dispense in accordance with state Homeland Security and Emergency Service guidelines. Again, requires 50% match, budget requested for 2021.
I'll move that as well, Uri.
Have a
Sterling.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Public safety, number 14. All the following names to the, add the following names to the eligible list per diem county fire instructors for use at the emergency services training facility on or as needed basis at a rate of $15.75 an hour.
This does not increase their budget. It just gives them more options in terms of trainers.
Okay.
I'll
I'll
move
move
it.
it. I'll second it.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Number 15, authorization to enter into an agreement for Columbia County's Police Reform and Reinvention Collaborative.
Yeah, I have
Morello
a
moved it.
question. I have a question about this.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious who made the decision to do this since the committee is not yet formed.
I did.
So are you the person who's in charge of this, or is the
Yeah,
committee?
I'm the chief elected, which if you read in the guidelines, it basically said we appoint the committee. And, this is a format that I thought would be best because I can include more community members into the process by doing it this way, because we did receive quite a few applications. So I think it's a fairer way to do it rather than just choosing 5 or 6 community members to serve on a panel. Now we'll have 30 members.
I was just questioning the transparencies of these decisions, and I'm
Okay.
confused because I thought it was about the citizens actually having an opportunity to speak about these issues, but it's,
They will.
yeah, but you're controlling the person who's, who's hiring this person, you?
Columbia County.
Okay, well, that's, okay.
First of all, this person's not from the county, so they don't have a vested interest. The person is an experienced facilitator, and who has done things like this, not necessarily this type of thing, but has worked with police agencies, has worked with the community, have worked with the, diverse groups. I happen to know him because I used to work with him at one point in time.
Well, I guess that's probably what I'm questioning.
Okay.
In which way? What do you,
Well,
just-
Matt seems to know this person. It's a secret who this is, and this is supposed to be an open process so that the community and the citizens of Columbia County can speak out about the reform and reinvention collaborative process, and just challenging the concept of how this is being done. Everything seems to be, from top down. I mean, I'm the minority
Well,
party here. So I'm
Can
challenging
I-
how it's being done. So that's
If
I would say
you.
this name has been out there. I have looked him up.
I haven't seen it. How do you know?
It came up in committee.
I missed that.
I guess so. I'm not sure.
So
It's
what's
also
the
in the
name?
paper.
Who is this person?
His name is Newell Eaton. He works for, I don't have the name of his company right now, but he is.
wasn't it in the newspaper, Matt?
Yes, it was in the newspaper.
I thought it was.
And Linda, if I could just address something, I just want to say that we opened the process up to people that wanted to volunteer to be on the panel. We had over 60 requests to be on the panel, which I think is a very open process. We're probably going to choose half of those people, which are going to be representative of the county in terms of geographic areas, but also in terms of demographics. In discussions, we thought it would be best to include as many of those 60 people as possible from the community input piece. So there's going to be approximately 30 people. I think that's very open and transparent. And we actually have started a website, which hasn't been launched yet, but there will be a website for the public to be able to view what's going on, and for the committee members to get information.
Well, you've already chosen the co-chairs. Whose decision was
have.
that? You chose those people, right?
Yes, I did.
Well, and you're choosing the person who's the moderator or the facilitator.
Yes, I did. In terms of getting the process moving, again, it's going to be an open process. I also was criticized for not naming the committee earlier, or naming the panel earlier, and but I want to do it right, Linda. And that's again, if you look at it and look who's going to be on the panel,
Well,
there's
your
going to be quite a
co-chairs.
large representation from the community, including the
As
city of
far as
Hudson.
I'm concerned, the co-chairs, I'm not very excited about either of them. So I just
Okay.
voiced my honest opinion. Every time I say anything on the Public Safety Committee, there's always been, it's very defensive. The openness and in any criticism that is ever discussed at the Public Safety Committee, Mike has a lot of issues about responding to them. When I've asked to be a participant on that committee, I've never even heard why I could not be involved. So I find the whole process, tilted toward a very kind of, alienating kind of group of people. So that's
Okay.
just my opinion. You can take it for what it's worth. I don't want to hold you
Well,
up. I'm also interested in that we are willing to spend money in some places and not others.
Okay.
So thanks for letting me speak.
Sure.
Point taken.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I made the motion already.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry. man. Okay, so we have a motion. We have a
Second, Fury.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move on to the next one, which is county government, number 16, authorization for human resources to establish standard work days for certain elected and appointed officials.
I'll move it.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Still in county government, this is authorization to modify resolution number 381, 2015, dated October 14th, 2015.
Okay, I have a little comment here. Because, I was asking for inclusion of a slight change in wordage. And then I heard back from Rob Fitzsimmons that he says that a person's action include their speech, so it did not need to change the wording, as the existing language covers what I suggested be added. I still don't see any the word action in anywhere here, but if,
I wish I could see this better.
well, I'm looking, there's no action mentioned in this one. This is just interacting and we're exhibiting a political statement. The original one says,
Oh, there we go.
talking about words and expressions that propagate hate.
Yeah, that's good. Can you
so-
roll it up a little more? Thank you. Go ahead, Sarah, I'm sorry.
Rob seems to feel that the original language covers actions taken, not just speech. So,
Yeah, that was his take on it, Sarah.
yeah,
And I could see action and I mean, speech being covered under actions.
yeah, unless you hit somebody over the head or something, I guess. Okay, I just wanted to have my comments in there.
No problem.
And, okay, I will vote to pass this.
Okay, so are you making a motion, Sarah?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Number 17.
That was 17.
Yeah, that was all part of the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That was the original resolution that came.
Right. Thank you. All right.
Adding to this resolution.
Mhm.
So we're at number 18, county government, to appoint Columbia County Director of Veteran Services at the Veteran Indigent Burial Designee for the County of Columbia.
Morello, move it.
Motion,
Second, Fury.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We're still in county government. This is appointing Colleen Lutz retroactively as representative of the town of Ankrum to the Columbia County Environmental Management Council for a 2-year term.
I'll move it.
Second.
Motion and a second. That was Sarah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 20, in county government, authorization to formally adopt the updated records retention and deposition schedule per the New York State Arts and Cultural Affairs Law, Article 57-A, giving the county clerk appointed county RMO the authority to manage said retention and destruction.
I'll move it, Fury.
Motion,
Morello, second.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Okay, we're into Public Works now. Resolution number 21, authorization to create and fill 3 seasonal labor positions in the Highway Department at the 2020 grade 11, step 1, starting salary rate of $16.04 $2.28 hour for the period November 1st, 2020 through April 1st, 2021.
I'll move it.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is just to adequately staff the highway department during the snow and ice season. Okay, we're still in Public Works. This is authorization to fill one part-time labor position in solid waste, grade 11, step 1 hourly rate, $15.05, which is 15% less the base salary. And this
Move
is,
it, Fury.
Motion,
I'll second it.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This will pay for itself by saving in overtime that we may have to pay if we didn't fill it.
And that was a departed, guy who passed away, which I understand was well-liked.
Yes.
We're in finance now. Authorization for section 5311, annual operating assistance grant in the Controller's Department for mass transportation contract number C004073.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman Guzzi, let me speak. This is Ron.
Sure.
Both 23 and 24. What we found out from talking to the Department of Transportation, actually Cassie found this out, is that these are federal funds coming through the state. And the first resolution is for $326,323. And it all goes back for 1/1/18 through 12/31/22, where we might be able to pick up for operational expenses, those expenses that we're paying all along for Johnson Transportation. And that's a significant amount. So we've been told to put in for this, pass a resolution, and maybe we can get reimbursed going back to 18 for all the expenses we put through our mass transportation for operational costs. It does not cover capital for cost of bridges.
Mhm.
The second resolution is for the CARES Act. And again, federally funded, that's T004166. This resolution for Columbia County is worth $405,686. And again, we've been told by our department, New York State Department of Transportation rep, to put in for this, pass a resolution, and we might be able to also pick up additional funds for CARES Act. Although the state doesn't quite yet know what costs are coverable, but at least we'll pass the resolutions to cover our butts, so to speak, when the time comes. So these are two very important resolutions that we need to pass, and eventually Matt will have to sign a contract and send them up to the Department of Transportation.
Oh, okay. This could be good for us.
Yes,
Is there
it can be.
Any other discussion? Do we have a motion?
I'll move it.
We have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, number 24 is the CARES Act that Ron just got
I'll move
done.
that one.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Well, good luck with these, Ron.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the money that's paying for the 5% and 5% at the airport projects,
Right.
That's a CARES Act.
Well, that could help things. So we're still in finance. And this is a big one. Authorization to award the bid for meat products to Ginsburg, Cisco, LLC, and Worley Foods for the period November 1st through December 31st, 2020.
On behalf of former Supervisor Keaveney, I'll move it.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Number 26, still in finance. Authorization to award the bid for canned frozen foods to Ginsburg, Cisco, LLC, and Worley Foods for the period November 1st, 2020 through February 28th, 2021.
I'll move it.
Have a motion?
Second, Morel.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Number 27.
Chairman Guzzi, let me explain this one here too.
Sure,
This is a bond resolution
right.
to reimburse the county back for roads and bridges, basically bridges, which were 100% county share. We call that the Bridge Force account.
Okay,
And this amount here of 4.1 million actually covers 2019 and 2020 bridge expenditures that we have expended so far. So this is a bond resolution, which will require 2/3 vote at the full board, but we will actually go out for a ban on this and not a bond.
Right.
Doing bans right now, number one, because of COVID, the feds have come out and said we can go an additional year without making, or excuse me, go additional year from 5 years to 6 years to pay it off. And right now, ban rates are below 5 or 0.05%. So that's 0.5%. So it makes good sense to do this right now. And then PJ desperately needs this money to pay himself back that we put out from the general fund and other capital accounts to pay himself back. So PJ, I know you're on. If you want to jump on and say anything.
Yeah, right now, the general fund has loaned the capital fund out of this bond was $3.1 million. As of today, we pumped in another $500,000. So the capital fund actually owes the general fund $3.6 million. And we'd like to get this through and get it completed before the end of the year because we need the cash in the general account.
BJ, what's the turnaround time on something like this?
I'm
Well,
sorry.
let me answer that, Jim. After the board passes a resolution on the 14th of October, we have to go to estoppel, and that takes 15 days for estoppel.
Okay,
So after talking to our financial advisor, we're looking sometime during the second week of November to actually go to market on this.
wow, okay.
Okay?
So it's not anything that's coming in right away. I mean,
No, but we'll definitely have it before Thanksgiving.
okay, good. So is there any other questions? Anyone have any other discussion on this?
No, I'll move it, Bury.
I'll second it.
Okay, Rob Bury made the motion, Matt seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Health and Human Services, number 28, authorization to accept additional grant funding for influenza vaccine outreach.
I'll move it.
Sarah made the motion, second. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
That's it.
That's all we have? Okay. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to bring before the Finance Committee? If not, motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second it.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Have a nice
Thank
night.
you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Take care, everybody.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Thank you.